G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. We are on the desktop or the live desktop of Netrunner 19.08 Indigo based on Debian Stable using the Plasma Desktop. So we are going to install Netrunner to the computer here. This is the one that was running the latest Manjaro, so we're going to be installing over the top of that. So let's just get on with that. American English and about, let's have a look at that. Calamares 3.2.4. So I do have my partition set up already, so that should be good. English Australia, you can change those if you wish. That's correct anyway, and that's correct. So let's continue. English Australian. Manual partitioning I'm going to go for. If you were going to install to the whole disk, you could just click erase disk. As long as you've got no data that you need on the disk, you could erase disk and let it install automatically for you. You would select this one here. But I've got partition set up already, so I'm going to do manual partitioning. So this is my FAT32 EFI boot partition. So I used to make 512. I was having some issues, so I ended up making it 1024. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day, the size of that. So I'm going to format that because we were using Manjaro. So we'll wipe that clean and we'll set it as FAT32 boot EFI and set the flags boot ESP. Then this one here is where the operating system will be installed. Because that's got Manjaro on there as well, I shall format that ext4 and the mount point will be root. Okay, that. And this one here is just a data drive. I formatted that in Manjaro. I didn't actually use it, so I'll just do another format, ext4. So we'll just keep it. All these partitions will remain the same. I'm just going to format the partition again. If I had some data on there that I was going to use, then I wouldn't format that. So let's click next. And that's my passwords done, and click next. The name of the computer is if you're on the internet on the home network, you'll be able to see the name of the computer on there. If you've got more than one computer, that comes in handy to identify them on your network or your home network. Click next, it'll tell you what it's doing. So I've noticed this with Calamares lately. The current is Manjaro, and this happened with Manjaro as well. When I installed Manjaro, it said MX Linux. After will be MX Linux. Now it's telling me it's Manjaro Linux, and after will be Manjaro Linux. Well, actually, after will be Netrunner. So, bit of a bug there in Calamares. And next. And that is the install complete. And I shall restart the system, and I will see you in the freshly installed desktop of Netrunner. Here we are on the desktop of Netrunner Indigo 19.08, installed with no problems whatsoever. The first thing that I thought I would do is, well, first of all was an update, but I haven't followed through with the updates. What I did first is double click this README file, which is a very handy link to the Netrunner README. Thank you for choosing Netrunner. This README provides a quick overview of how to get certain parts of the system to work properly. So it tells you about the live system. So this, I missed this in the live because I just thought I'd show it after install, but it's probably important in the live to know the username and password. Live username password is live and live. You can easily take a screenshot choosing the mode directly when right clicking on the screenshot capture icon on the right hand side of the panel, which is this one here. Right click, capture entire desktop, capture current monitor, capture active window, capture rectangular region. Quite like that actually. Not a lot of distros give you capture current monitor. That's handy. So this is Spectacle. Next we have a listing of your hardware specs, and we have two things here, hardware specs, but also open a terminal, press F12. Now you've got this icon down the bottom here, which is called Yaquake. Click that and that drops down, or you click the F12 button and it drops down anyway. So to check your hardware specs, you can type INXI space -F. So let's try that. INXI -F. And we got some hardware specs there. So they're my specs if anyone is interested. So to minimize all windows, just hit the mouse cursor in the lower right corner, like so. And there's a quick minimize for the desktop. So that just clears your desktop straight away. So to bring them up again, simply hit the corner again. Oh, I didn't know that. So, oh, there we go. To play any Windows game on Netrunner, open Steam and mark Enable Steam Play for all other titles under Settings. Like so. Enable Steam Play for all other titles. This will allow you to install and play any games even if they have a Windows symbol. Well, I know a few people that play games within the Linux community, and I'm not sure whether that's the case or not, whether I'll play all games marked with the Windows icon, but that's what they're saying. Unless Proton's been updated, I don't really game much, so I'm not 100% sure about that. Then we have the Blackbird theme. To easily switch back between black and white Netrunner theme, go to System Settings. Plasma tweaks. Look and feel. Oops. Look and feel. And select Netrunner or Netrunner Black. Netrunner Black is there. Netrunner. You're currently using Netrunner Indigo. So that's how you can change that. What does it say? You also need to change the GTK and GTK2 and GTK3 theme back to light black under Plasma Tweaks GTK settings. GTK. Okay. So you've got troubleshoots for Flash if Flash is not working. Got the option to install Pepper Flash, and for your touchpad, please install a Synaptic package. And then you got a tutorial here for Samba. So Samba Mounter helps you mount NAS drives with a GUI and make them available transparently for KDE and non-KDE programs. It also tries to reconnect them during next startup, so they are available without reconfiguration. So add network, let's check that out. Let's look for my network workgroup, Fritz NAS. And we have this one here. We'll just add that and OK. Let's just open this up so we can see that happen, and we'll apply that. Host is down. I'm not sure what I've done wrong there. Try that again. Network drives. So maybe we need to open, maybe I need to mount that first. Network. No, I think it's Samba work group. try that. So now that is mounted. So let's try this again. Maybe we need to do the main one. Possibly apply that. Permission denied. Maybe I need to. It says not required, but maybe we need to do that. Apply that. Ah, there we go. I don't know why it says not required, if it's required. Okay, so that's not what I'm looking for anyway. There we go. So I don't know why it's gone to there. I didn't want it on that one, so I might have to do that one again. The A data. I've chosen the wrong one. That's what I've done. Apply that. Save that. Apply that. Okay. So that's the one I want. Maybe this one we can... let's open up network drives again. Is that one in there? Let's check it out. So this one here we can oh, hang on. So they're both the same. Alright, well that's pretty handy anyway. Now this thing here, I'm not a big fan of this view, so we'll go down to view and panels and uncheck the information, and that makes that a little bit bigger, which is a bit better for me. So that's that. Now we've got this other thing here under web, and well, it's utilities, is it? AppImage Launcher. So I'm not quite sure what you're supposed to do with this. Ask whether to move AppImage files into the applications directory. Now, I'm assuming if you check that and you've got an app image, it'll ask you where you want it. So location where to store your app image files to ease their management. Haven't seen that one before, not quite sure what that's all about. Now the other thing they've got in here is HookTube, a lightweight YouTube, so simply replace the domain in any YouTube link with HookTube. For example, if you're going to watch YouTube, this one here, oops, you'd put that in there, but you would change everything. All you do is change YouTube to HookTube. Everything else stays the same. Then you got yourself a lightweight YouTube player. So let's have a look around through the applications. So I'm just going to run through these, and if you want to check out what's there, you can probably pause. So I won't read out every application name. Probably the most popular ones, so there would be Steam. GIMP and Critter. Inkscape, well actually they're all pretty popular, those ones. KDE Marble, I'm not quite sure what that is. Q Transmission for BitTorrents, Skype, and Thunderbird for email. So they've got Handbrake by default. Gmusic browser, I've never used that one before. SM Player for playing videos. I installed Simple Screen Recorder. You got Pulse Audio. So KDE Live by default. Yarok, I'm not quite sure what that is. Music collection, so it's a music player. Okay. Audacious, I think that's a music player too, isn't it? I'm just interested to know what version of KDE Live they're running. 18.12, I think we're up to 19 something, I believe. Almost a full office. I think there's probably one missing there, I think, or a couple. Yeah, there's a couple. It's not quite the full office. Grub Customizer, System Settings, KVantum Manager. I haven't really got used to that one yet. So they've got Synaptic Package Manager, KDE Partition Tool. There's the Yarquake, which is the drop-down terminal. They've got a nice blur effect going on there as well. You can see the Yarquake drop down in the background there. The network drivers we looked at. Now, they've got KWallet Manager. Now, I wouldn't have known that that was there. And that's a good thing. Now, that can come in handy for the people that use it, but when you don't use it, and it does constantly ask you to use it, that's annoying. So I'm glad to see that that didn't bother me at all, and I'm happy that it doesn't. I don't mind it being there as long as it doesn't bother me. You've got the Discover Application Manager, or Software Center, sorry, Update Manager there. Now you've got Suse Studio Image Writer, Voco Screen, which is a screen recorder. I prefer to use Simple Screen Recorder. And then you've got the Web, HookTube, Open Desktop, Skype, Telegram, and WhatsApp. And your shutdown menus there. So that's the system. Let's have a look at Configure Desktop and look at any wallpapers that may be installed. Well, actually, that's all we have. Those two there. So one thing I do like about KDE Plasma is that in most of these settings, you've got a button called Get New Wallpapers or Themes or whatever location you're in. In this example, it'll be Get New Wallpapers, and you could scroll through the wallpapers and find something you like, and you can install it. So that's an advantage of the Plasma Desktop, is that you don't have to go looking around the internet unless you want something specific that's not in here, but there is plenty to choose from. Sleepless Nights, let's install that and see how we go. And you can also enter a search if you know exactly what you're looking for. So let's close that and check that and apply that. So there's our new wallpaper. So as you see, they do make it very easy for that. So if we go to System Settings, Look and Feel, Desktop Theme, let's have a look at Look and Feel, Get New Looks. I'm going to have a look, see if they've got the Quokka theme in here, because I like that one. And they've got the Quokka Look and Feel theme. So let's, well, actually clicking on it takes you to the website. So that's that. So let's install that. Which one shall we? Quokka Light, Dark. Let's just go with the Quokka. And as you can see, bottom left-hand corner says installing with a little spinning arrow there. It's asking for my password. And there we have the Quokka theme installed. There we go there. So let's just check that out. Let's apply that. And there we have the Quokka theme. Now I quite like that theme. It's got the red Windows type look there. It's actually quite nice, this theme. We could probably do the icons as well. Let's just check Get New Themes, which will mean icons as well. They've got Papyrus there. I don't know if they've got Dharmas. Let's check that out. Yes, they do. Let's try that. Oh, I don't know why I clicked on the website. Let's just install that. Master. Installing. So that's the Dharmas installed, and we'll clear that off by clicking this little X button here, which will bring us back to the main list here. Let's also install Papyrus. Now I was wondering why this here wasn't spinning like before, because it's actually automatically selected the Quokka icon theme. So this seems to install everything that's possible. But I did choose the master, didn't I? So that must have had all of them, the themes and everything in there. widget style, this one across here, and this also. So that's a little bit darker. So that's what it's done, and the title bar as well. Okay, so that's finished installing. So let's have a look at our options here. We've got Papyrus Dark, so we'll probably need a dark one. Now, I'm not sure whether everything is well received. Well, everything seems to have an icon. Not sure about these ones, don't look real good. Now we may have to log out and log back in for those to look better. Let's have a look at the Damas. Yeah, see those power icons look pretty good, but these ones here for some reason are not changing too well. So the desktop theme is Quagga as well. So when I selected Quagga, it selected everything. So desktop effects, wobbly windows, apply that. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now that's the icon theme for Damas. So I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. I could probably go back to the icons and use Papyrus, and I would probably have to log out and log back in to see if these power ones come any better. I'd have to think they probably would after a log out. Not 100% sure. Now I don't know whether I didn't check on the Plasma tweaks whether the GTK style, don't know whether you need to change it for that. I'm not quite sure how that works, to be honest, because I don't use Plasma a lot, but I'll leave it on that because everything appears to be working just fine. So I'm pretty happy with the way that's working right now. So currently Netrunner has quite a few things I already like to use, but I do use Blender and haven't used Kdenlive for a little while, and I've been using Blender, and I'm also using Zoom, as you well know, for Big Daddy Linux Live. Telegram is already installed, which is handy, so I don't have to worry about that. So I may have to see if we can get some Flatpak support. So let's have a quick look at Flatpak. Now we'd probably want Discover. I don't know if Discover, I'm pretty sure Discover has a plugin for Flatpak. It's been a while since I've done Discover. I may have to go back and look at one of my own videos. Let's just clear that screen. And that's sudo and paste that. I'm really digging this drop-down terminal, I must say. It's not too bad at all. So I don't need to worry about the GNOME software plugin because we're not on GNOME. So that's that. So I need to do a restart for that, and I might just do that. So I'll be back. Okay, so we've just done a restart. We shall find Discover and see how we go with that. Checking for updates is Discover. 174 updates, because I haven't done an update yet, have I? Maybe I should have done that first. Now this is another thing that you can do in Netrunner is you can add Buster backports. You can move over to testing, Debian testing, Netrunner backports, Netrunner desktop Qt5 backports. We shall leave it as it is at the moment. So let's do the updates. Let's update all. And while the updates are coming down, we'll have a quick look at, now there we go. Now the icons have changed, just needed a reboot. So I'm pretty happy with the Papyrus icons right now. Looking pretty good. And I also see we have the shield for updates down here, which we are all doing anyway. This Linux Mint shield seems to be becoming very popular across quite a few Linux distros, I've noticed. And I have to say, it's one of the best little notifiers for updates going, I reckon. It's pretty simple. It's a blue shield with an X with a what is it? It's information type icon, and as soon as you see that, you know there's updates, and when there's no updates, you've got a tick. Doesn't get any more simple than that, I wouldn't think. So if you wanted to zoom in on the desktop, you can hold the Windows key down and hit the plus and minus buttons. That's pretty handy. Just want to zoom in and have a look at this icon here. I noticed it's got a, it's not quite fitting in, because it's got like a square around it, which it shouldn't really have. All the others seem to look all right. Just that update notifier there is doing that. Okay, so it looks like Discover has installed its updates, no problem at all. So what we're going to look for now is the Plasma Discover-Backend-flatpak, I think it's called. Oh, if I can spell right. Oh, it's right. Discover Flatpak Backend. Oh, it's already in there. So that's already installed. So let's have a look and see if we can find some installed packages for that. So looking for Zoom. Nothing found. I think we need to be under Applications, I believe. And then we're looking for Zoom. Nothing there. Let's go to Settings. I think we've got to add it through here, I believe. Software sources. Let's just check that out. Yes, I don't see any Flatpaks here anywhere. Discover 5.14.5. So let's restart Discover. Alright, so we cannot find the Flatpak backend. Discover Snap backend. So that's in there as well. Flatpak. So I might just do another update to make sure we're all up to date. All packages are up to date. So we may have to do another restart, see how we go. So let's just check out whether this network is, no, this network hasn't automatically logged. So that hasn't worked, has it? So it didn't keep that. That's the network drives. Didn't seem to hold that information unless we have to OK that and then it comes up. No, it doesn't. Let's try Discover again. Settings. So I still cannot see any support for Flatpaks in here. Now they've got Blender there. I'm not sure what 2.79. So let's look for FlatHub. FlatHub. Search for Zoom. Zoom there. Let's copy and paste that into this one here. Sudo. Paste that. Yes, let's install that. Yes, let's do that. And that's how you run it. I'm assuming that should come up in the as an icon in the menu. And while we're at it, we'll look for Blender. There's Blender. Hopefully 2.9 should be. 2.8, sorry, not 2.9. And we'll install that as well. Okay, so that's Zoom installed. Hopefully it's in here somewhere. Zoom. And Zoom is up and running. Very good. Let's try the Blender now. And let's do that. And we have Blender installed as well, so let's just check that out. Blender, and all seems to be running a-okay. So that was a look around the Netrunner Indigo 19.08 desktop. So I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it interesting and informative, and thanks for watching.